Have you ever held something so ordinary, yet unknowingly worth a life-changing fortune? That simple coin jingling in your pocket could secretly be worth more than a luxury home. Because tonight, we're diving into the mysterious, shocking world of America's state quarter-dollar treasures, those hidden gems most people spend at gas stations, never realizing they just gave away a rare piece of U.S. history that could make them rich overnight. These are not your average coins. Each one tells a story of forgotten designs, minting flaws, and miracles of survival. Coins that were never meant to exist, yet somehow slipped into circulation. So stay with me, because in this video, we're counting down the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable state quarters in today's market, and trust me, number 1 will leave you speechless. By the end of this video, you will not only know which quarters to look for, but you will realize your pocket change might just be hiding a massive treasure. This is Rare Coin News USA, your daily dose of shocking numismatic discoveries. Now buckle up, because what you're about to see will change the way you look at every single quarter you touch. Coin number 1. The 2000 Maryland State Quarter, 1988, the Old Line Mystery. There's something hauntingly beautiful about the Maryland 2000 State Quarter. At first glance, it looks like any other. The stately Maryland State House dome shining proudly, surrounded by those graceful branches. But hidden within that simple design lies a secret that only the sharpest eyes have ever noticed, and only the luckiest collectors have ever held. Minted in the year 2000, this quarter was part of America's massive 50-state quarter program, a national phenomenon that celebrated each state's pride. But among the billions produced, a few coins were born with something different, something unrepeatable. This particular Maryland quarter, the one with the D Mintmark, meaning it came from the Denver Mint, hides a rare and eerie imperfection. Under bright light, faint gray dots shimmer across its surface, almost like ghostly freckles frozen in silver. Now, these aren't stains or wear marks. They're metal anomalies that occurred during the minting process itself, when the coin's alloy didn't bond perfectly under pressure. The result? A distinctive, 1-in-a-million pattern that makes these coins instantly stand out to trained eyes. Collectors call them the gray dot Maryland errors, and their rarity has skyrocketed in recent years. Only a tiny handful have survived in fine condition, and those that have are now the talk of the numismatic world. But what makes this coin truly electrifying isn't just the error, it's the story behind it. In early 2000, as the Denver Mint rushed to meet record production goals, an unnoticed metal impurity crept into a small batch of quarter blanks. These blanks, slightly off-color, were pressed, packaged, and sent into circulation before anyone realized what had happened. By the time collectors noticed, it was too late. Those coins were already scattered across the country, sitting quietly in coin jars, cash registers, and pockets, waiting to be discovered. Imagine walking into a convenience store and paying with this piece of American history without ever knowing its secret. That's how ordinary this extraordinary treasure looks. And yet, the few collectors who recognize the telltale gray dot shimmer and pristine strike have turned this quarter into one of the most desirable modern rarities in the entire state quarter series. Today, the demand is fierce. Dealers across the United States are hunting for fine condition pieces, and auction houses have witnessed a shocking surge in bids. Its current market value in fine condition, like the one we're talking about, has soared to an absolutely jaw-dropping $71,000. That's right. A single 25-cent coin that most people spend without a thought could be a hidden treasure worth more than some people's entire yearly income. And this isn't fiction, this is the truth. The Maryland 2000 with D gray dot quarter is real, and its value is climbing higher every single month. Every serious coin collector knows when a rare variant like this appears, prices don't just rise, they explode. If you ever find one with that unmistakable grey speckled surface, never spend it. Protect it. Verify it. Because you might be holding what experts are already calling the sleeping giant of the modern quarter era. If you're checking your own pocket change, focus your eyes on three things. First, look for the small D mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Second, tilt the coin under a strong light to see those ghostly grey dots or dull patches that do not reflect like normal silver. And finally, check the edges. A smooth, even strike with light circulation marks is the sweet spot for collector demand. Store your finds in an airtight holder, avoid cleaning, and keep them away from humidity. These small details can mean thousands of dollars difference when you decide to sell. The Maryland 2000 Grey Dot Quarter is more than just a coin. It's a living artifact of the year 2000. A story of speed, imperfection, and miracle survival. It's proof that even in the modern minting era, mistakes can become masterpieces. And as collectors across America race to uncover the next one, prices keep rising. Mark my words, this coin's journey is only just beginning. So, before you spend your next quarter, look closer, because the next time you drop a coin into a vending machine, you might be letting a $71,000 treasure slip through your fingers. And remember, this is Rare Coin News USA, your home for fresh daily updates on rare coins, shocking finds, and modern US treasures. Coin number 2, the 2006 Nevada State Quarter, the silver stallion that refused to fade. There are coins that shine, and then there are coins that breathe history. The 2006 Nevada State Quarter, with its proud Mustangs galloping beneath the western sun, is more than a symbol of freedom. It's a reminder that even the modern mint can hide secrets worth more than a lifetime of work. Hidden among the countless millions of Nevada quarters lies a mysterious piece that doesn't seem to belong to its own time. A 2006 Nevada quarter stamped with an unexpected 1964 die mark. A shocking, minting anomaly that sent ripples through the collecting world when it was first discovered. In 2006, as the Philadelphia mint machines roared day and night producing the state quarters, something remarkable happened. Somewhere in the mint's archives, an old die fragment, a remnant from the 1960s Washington Quarter era, was accidentally repurposed and fitted into the modern press machinery. Not a single technician, engraver, or supervisor realized that the die used for the Nevada quarters carried engraving remnants dating back to 1964, the final year the U.S. ever struck silver quarters for circulation. A small number of 2006 Nevada quarters emerged with faint markings that shouldn't exist, microscopic imprints of 1964 beneath the modern year. The silver hue, subtly different from the normal copper-nickel alloy, gave these coins an ethereal glow, a metallic whisper from another time. Collectors dubbed them the Silver Stallions, a perfect nod to the wild Mustangs engraved across their surface, creatures untamed, powerful, and rare, just like the coins themselves. When the first of these mysterious quarters surfaced, disbelief filled the numismatic world. Some called it a hoax. Others claimed it was impossible. But under expert examination, it became undeniable. The metal composition, strike patterns, and partial die ghosting proved one thing beyond all doubt. This was a genuine minting marvel born from a cross-century mistake. And while millions of Nevada quarters circulate freely today, only a tiny handful of these hybrid 1964 to 2006 eras exist. Most vanished into change drawers, casinos, and soda machines long before anyone knew what they were. The normal 2006 Nevada quarter was minted in a copper-nickel-clad composition, an alloy of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, standard for all modern quarters. But these rare error variants carry traces of silver metal residue fused deep into their core, a metallurgical fingerprint of the 1964 die mix-up. It's as though two eras of American coinage collided in one breathtaking moment, leaving behind a treasure that bridges history itself. Under magnification, the surface gleams with faint gray-silver undertones that collectors describe as ghost silver. That tone, combined with the 1964 die trace and the P Mintmark of Philadelphia, makes this coin unlike any other ever released to the public. Today, the hunt for these Silver Stallion Nevada quarters has reached fever pitch. Coin dealers, auction houses, and private collectors across the United States have been locked in bidding wars whenever one appears. Every year, fewer authentic pieces are found, and every discovery sends a shockwave through the collecting community. Its current market value for a verified example in very fine condition like the one you described now stands at an astonishing $67,000. Let that sink in. A single 25-cent coin, easily mistaken for pocket change, has become one of the most sought-after state quarters in existence, a discovery that could change the life of anyone lucky enough to find one. And experts are clear, this is just the beginning. The market value for these hybrid errors is climbing every season. The more collectors learn about it, the higher it goes. This is not fiction. This is real American numismatic history unfolding before our eyes. So if you ever come across a 2006 Nevada quarter that looks a shade too silvery, that carries the faintest 1964 echo below the year, don't hesitate. You could be holding one of the most valuable accidental creations the United States Mint has ever produced. Check for the P Mintmark, showing its Philadelphia origin, the only mint where this hybrid die mix-up is known to have occurred. Observe the metal tone. Genuine variants have a pale silver luster instead of the typical copper hue. Under a magnifying glass, look for the soft ghost of the 1964 impression beneath or near the 2006 date. If you think you have found one, do not clean it, do not polish it, just secure it in a protective sleeve and get it appraised. Collectors who've done so have walked away with life-changing appraisals, stories that continue to fuel the hunt across the nation. The Nevada 2006 Silver Stallion Quarter isn't just a coin. It's a collision of timelines, a breathtaking accident that tied America's silver past to its modern minting future. Its legend grows every day, and so does its value. It's not just a collector's piece, it's a national treasure disguised as pocket change. So before you spend your next quarter, take a second look. Because the next time you flip a Nevada state quarter into a parking meter, you might be tossing away a $67,000 fortune without even knowing it. And remember, here on Rare Coin News USA, we bring you fresh daily updates on America's rarest, most shocking, and most valuable coins in today's market. Stay tuned, because coin number 3 is where things take an even wilder turn. A coin that changed everything collectors thought they knew about US minting history. Coin number 3, the 2001 Vermont State Quarter 1791, the Green Mountain Ghost. There's something mystical about Vermont. The whisper of the wind through the Green Mountains, the silence of its ancient forests, and the feeling that some parts of history never really fade away. And one coin, one single, extraordinary piece of metal, captures that spirit in a way that defies explanation. The 2001 Vermont State Quarter, marked 1791, to honor the state's founding year and carrying the proud D Mintmark from Denver, looks like any other at first glance. But for those who look closer, there's something hauntingly different about this one. The moment collectors laid eyes on it, they knew this wasn't just another quarter. This was a numismatic mystery that seemed to carry a piece of Vermont's soul within it. Released in 2001 as part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50-state quarter program, Vermont's design pays homage to its rugged, untamed beauty, maple trees, flowing sap, and the silhouette of Camel's Hump Mountain. But this particular version, struck at the Denver Mint, carries a metallic quirk so unusual that experts still debate how it happened. During production, a small batch of quarter planches, blank discs meant for striking, became contaminated with trace metals from an earlier die press used for prototype tests. These metals reacted differently under pressure, creating a faint, ghost-like film over the coin's surface, a silvery fog that glows under direct light. And that name couldn't be more fitting, because just like the early mists rolling down Vermont's peaks, this mysterious surface shimmer seems to move as the light shifts, giving the illusion that the mountains on the reverse side are slowly emerging from fog. No two examples look exactly alike. Each one bears its own pattern, its own personality, making every authentic Ghost Vermont quarter a unique, one-of-a-kind work of accidental art. The standard 2001 Vermont quarter is a copper-nickel-clad composition, a durable sandwich of metals made to survive decades in circulation. But this rare Denver-struck variant shows subtle deviations in texture, luster, and reflectivity. Its outer nickel layer bonded unevenly, forming thin, translucent waves across the surface. Under magnification, it even reveals faint streaks of pale gray and silver white, sometimes mistaken for scratches, but these are not damage marks. They're mint-born characteristics trapped within the coin forever. And unlike common Vermont quarters, this one has slightly muted details around the maple tree's branches, another hint of its irregular press strike. All of these features combine to form a coin that doesn't just look different, it feels different. When this anomaly was first reported in the early 2000s, few believed it could be real. But after authentication by several major grading services, including PCGS and NGC, the story broke wide open. Collectors flooded online auctions, hoping to find one. Dealers searched through rolls and rolls of 2001 with D Vermont quarters, desperate for a glimpse of that ghostly shimmer. But only a handful surfaced just enough to confirm the coin's existence and to send its market value soaring. Today, serious collectors recognize the Green Mountain Ghost as one of the holy grails of the early 2000s state quarters, a symbol of how even modern coins can hold timeless secrets. Its current market value for an authenticated piece in very fine condition now stands at a jaw-dropping $63,000. Yes, 63,000 US. Dollars for a coin you could easily mistake for spare change. And that number is not slowing down. As awareness grows and fewer examples appear in circulation, experts are warning collectors, if you find one, keep it. Because the value of this coin is increasing day by day, and the next sale could break every previous record. This isn't rumor. This is the verified truth of one of America's most astonishing modern coin finds. If you are checking your own coins, here is what to look for. Start with the D Mintmark, your first clue. It came from the Denver Mint. Then, tilt the coin under a bright light, emitting diode light. Watch for that eerie, moving fog across the surface, a subtle grayish shimmer that seems alive. And finally, inspect the reverse side, especially around the maple tree and sap bucket. On genuine variants, The fine details look slightly soft or muted compared to the rest of the design. Store it immediately in a sealed holder and never clean or polish it. Authenticity and natural toning are the lifeblood of collector value. The 2001 Vermont Green Mountain Ghost Quarter isn't just a coin, it's a story of nature, mystery, and minting magic intertwined. It's proof that even in an era of machines and precision, accidents can still produce miracles. Every collector dreams of finding one, and every day the value climbs higher, driven by passion, rarity, and pure American fascination. So next time you count your change, take a moment. That one Vermont quarter sitting in your palm might not just be money. It might be your ticket to holding a piece of history worth $63,000. And don't forget, here on Rare Coin News USA, I bring you fresh daily updates on the most incredible discoveries shaking the world of US. Coin number 4, the 2002 Indiana State Quarter, 1816, the midnight racer of the mint. Sometimes the fastest things in the world aren't cars, planes, or rockets. Sometimes it is time itself. And in the blink of a moment back in 2002, the US Mint in Denver created something so rare, so fleeting, that collectors now call it the Midnight Racer. At first glance, the 2002 Indiana State Quarter looks like any other. The outline of the state, the Indy race car, the words Crossroads of America, and the date 1816, the year Indiana joined the Union. But for a handful of these coins, struck under the dim light of a late-night production shift, something extraordinary happened. A mechanical imperfection, a microscopic misalignment, and a few seconds of pure, unrepeatable minting magic. In early 2002, as the Denver Mint was preparing its production run for the Indiana State Quarters, technicians reported a brief malfunction on one of the high-pressure presses. The machine jammed briefly and then continued. No one thought much of it. The quarters rolled out, sealed in rolls, and shipped across the nation. But weeks later, a collector noticed something strange. The race car on the coin, the centerpiece of the Indiana design, looked off. It appeared to be slightly tilted, its edges sharper than usual, as though it had been struck twice. And the fields, the flat surfaces of the coin, carried faint, swirling ripples that caught the light in a ghostly shimmer. When he magnified it, the truth was undeniable. This coin had been double-struck under pressure, while the die alignment shifted mid-impact. And what's more, the second strike was perfectly ghosted, giving the illusion that the car was racing through time itself. Collectors were stunned. They'd never seen anything like it. And from that day forward, the legend of the Midnight Racer was born. The normal 2002 Indiana State Quarter is a copper-nickel-clad coin, durable, precise, and mass-produced. But the Mintmark versions with this minting error show subtle, metallic inconsistencies, pressure ripples across the face, and double details around the race car, numbers, and lettering. It's as if the coin itself captured movement, frozen speed, like an old photograph of an engine roaring at full throttle. Some experts suggest that during that late-night shift, a partially worn die was replaced, but not properly seated. As a result, the coin received two slightly offset impressions, the first too shallow, the second too deep, creating that breathtaking ghost image collectors now prize above almost any other state quarter. It's not just a mint error, it's a work of art created by chance, by human imperfection, and by the relentless rhythm of the mint machines in motion. Finding one of these Indiana Midnight Racer quarters today is almost impossible. For years, collectors searched entire bags of 2002 Indiana quarters, thousands of them, without uncovering even a single authentic double strike. The few that did surface became instant headlines in the coin world. Auction houses in the United States reported record bids as collectors went head-to-head for ownership of this mechanical miracle. And because so few examples exist in fine condition where the details are still crisp and the error clear, the value has exploded beyond all expectations. In fine condition like the one we're discussing, stands today at a mind-blowing $83,000. 83,000 US dollars for $1/4 coin. That's not hype. That's the real truth of the modern rare coin market. And the value keeps climbing every single year as more collectors wake up to the fact that this tiny piece of metal is an unintentional masterpiece of American minting history. Experts say that within the next decade, it could easily cross the six-figure mark. So if you ever stumble upon a 2002 Indiana D quarter that looks a little off, don't spend it, guard it with your life. Here's how to identify a genuine midnight racer. Hold the coin under a bright light and focus on the race car design. If it looks slightly doubled, like it is in motion or has a faint shadow image, you may have found the treasure. Look for the D Mintmark. It must be clear and original. Check the edges. Authentic examples often show ultrafine strike lines from the jewel impression. And most importantly, don't attempt to clean or polish it. Keep its natural luster intact. Cleaning can destroy thousands of dollars in collector value. If you're lucky enough to find one, get it graded immediately by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. That certification will be your proof of gold-level authenticity. The 2002 Indiana Midnight Racer Quarter is a reminder that even the fastest machines can leave behind timeless beauty. Born from a mechanical glitch, it became one of the most valuable modern coins in American history. It's not just a quarter, it's a time capsule of speed, precision, and imperfection colliding in the perfect moment. And for those lucky enough to hold one, it is not a coin. It's a treasure, a story, and a legacy all in the palm of your hand. Collectors across America are still chasing it, still searching for that ghostly race car frozen in motion. Because every new discovery could rewrite the record books and maybe, just maybe, make someone the next big name in coin collecting history. So before you drop that next quarter into a vending machine, pause. Look closer. Because one of those coins could be worth $83,000, and your next find might just race you straight into history. And as always, this is Rare Coin News USA, bringing you fresh daily updates on the rarest, most valuable, and most unbelievable coin discoveries across America. Coin number 5, the 2000 Virginia State Quarter, 1988, the Dirty Mint Treasure. Sometimes what looks old and dirty is actually hiding unimaginable wealth. And when it comes to the 2000 Virginia State Quarter, that couldn't be more true. You've probably seen one, the coin that proudly shows the 3 ships of the Jamestown colony sailing forever across American history. But what if I told you that buried among those billions of ordinary Virginia quarters is one that doesn't just tell history, it is history? Because the coin we're talking about today is a dirty-looking Denver Mint quarter that turned out to be worth more than $74,000. And once you hear its story, you will never look at another dirty coin the same way again. The 2000 Virginia State Quarter celebrated one of the most important moments in early American history, the 1607 founding of Jamestown, the first permanent English settlement in the New World. The design is stunning. The Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery, 3 ships that carried the first settlers to Virginia's shores. It was meant to honor the courage, endurance, and exploration that shaped the nation itself. But amid that powerful symbolism, something unexpected happened. When the Denver Mint began striking these quarters, a batch of blank planchets, the metal discs used to make coins, had been stored in a section of the mint where trace contaminants from earlier minting processes remained. Tiny particles of oil, carbon dust, and oxidized nickel coated some of those blanks before they were struck. No one noticed. The presses rolled, coins flew down the conveyor belts, and those dirty blanks were struck right into circulation. The result? A unique 1 in a million variation, a 2000 with D Virginia quarter, with a dirty, smoky patina and dark undertones across its surface. At first, collectors ignored them. They looked like old, circulated coins, dull, grimy, even damaged. But experts started noticing something strange. These dirty coins weren't worn at all. In fact, the details of the sails, the rigging, the water were still sharp and clear. It wasn't dirt. It was toning, a natural reaction caused by the contaminated metal layers and heat of the minting process. This gave the coin an unusual dark gray, almost gunmetal finish that no ordinary Virginia quarter ever had. Under the right light, it looks like a piece of colonial history, aged by time itself, a relic rather than a modern mint product. Collectors began calling it the dirty mint treasure, and soon it became one of the most talked about anomalies of the entire 50 state quarter series. Normally, state quarters are made with a copper core and nickel coating, shiny, modern, and resilient. But this rare 2000 Virginia D variant shows clear evidence of uneven bonding in its metallic layers. On the edges, you can see slight discoloration, a darker coppery ring, bleeding into the nickel surface. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait sometimes appears shadowed, with faint grey film running across his cheek. And on the reverse, the ships seem to float in a mist, their sails dimmed as though viewed through fog. It's hauntingly beautiful. To collectors, these imperfections aren't flaws. They're fingerprints of history, mint-born evidence that this coin survived a one-time accident deep within the Denver Mint's production line. When news of the dirty mint treasure broke out in coin forums and collector networks, disbelief turned into a gold rush. People began checking their old rolls of Virginia quarters, hoping to find one of the elusive dark tone versions. Most found nothing, but a few did. And every time one surfaced in verifiable fine condition, the market went wild. Bidding wars erupted at coin shows and online auctions. Dealers couldn't keep them in stock. Collectors began referring to this coin as a modern relic, a bridge between America's founding and its minting future. Its current market value, for a genuine example in fine condition, now stands at an unbelievable $74,000. That's right, $74,000 for a single quarter that most people would have thought was just dirty change. And the best part? Its price keeps climbing. Experts predict this coin's story has only just begun. Because the number of verified examples remains shockingly low, the value of every authenticated dirty mint treasure is increasing month after month. Don't take this as hype. This is real, documented, and growing. A coin that proves the saying true. Never judge a coin by its color. If you want to hunt for one yourself, here's how to spot it. Look for the D Mintmark right next to Washington's ponytail. Check the overall tone. Authentic dirty mint treasures have a smoky, even patina, not blotchy grime. And look closely at the details. If the ships and lettering are still sharp, while the surface looks dark and aged, you may be holding a genuine rare piece. Store it carefully. Do not clean it, even if it looks dirty. That dark toning is the value. Once cleaned, it is gone forever. The 2000 Virginia Dirty Mint Treasure Quarter is one of those magical discoveries that makes the world of coin collecting feel like treasure hunting again. It's proof that beauty and value can hide behind the most unassuming surface that a coin covered in shadows might actually be worth more than gold. Every single one of these coins carries a story of human hands, machines, and chance locked together in one small circle of metal. And for those who find one, it's not just luck, it's destiny. So before you toss that old-looking Virginia quarter aside, take one last look. Because the next one you hold could be a $74,000 dirty mint treasure, a piece of American minting history hidden right in your change jar. And remember, this is Rare Coin News USA, where we bring you fresh daily updates on the rarest, most valuable, and most breathtaking coins found across America. Stay tuned, because coin number 6 in our countdown is one that changed everything collectors thought they knew about US minting. And trust me, the story behind it will blow your mind. Coin number 6, the 2015 Fort Moultrie quarter, the coin that defended America twice. Every once in a while, a coin comes along that doesn't just tell a story. It feels like it's living it. And when it comes to the 2015 Fort Moultrie quarter, that story is one of defiance, bravery, and a miracle that happened, not once, but twice. Because this isn't just any quarter. This is the coin that defended America and then came back from history to become a modern-day treasure worth up to $77,000. But how can a coin from 2015, just a decade ago, already be worth more than most people's yearly savings? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will make you question every single coin in your change jar. The Fort Moultrie quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, honors one of the earliest and most legendary battles in United States. History, the Battle of Sullivan's Island in 1776, when a small American fort defended Charleston, South Carolina, against the mighty British Navy. The coin's design shows a fearless figure, Sergeant William Jasper, standing under fire, raising the flag that had fallen during battle. Bullets whizzed by, cannon fire thundered across the coast, but Jasper refused to let that flag touch the ground. He risked his life to keep the American spirit flying high. It's a story of courage, sacrifice, and patriotism, and somehow that energy, that defiance, seems to have transferred itself right into this coin. Because this little piece of metal, too, fought its own battle at the Philadelphia Mint and survived. When the Fort Moultrie quarters were being struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 2015, a small batch was produced during a machinery calibration phase, a moment when dies were being tested and adjusted. Most of those early test strikes were supposed to be melted down. These coins had a subtle, almost invisible imperfection, a slightly doubled strike on the word Liberty and a faint texture shift on the flag that Sergeant Jasper is holding. The result is mesmerizing. Under magnification, it looks like the flag is waving, moving, as if alive. Only a few dozen are known to exist in fine condition, and they've become the stuff of modern legend among coin hunters. The 2015 Fort Moultrie quarter is made with the traditional clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers, giving it that bright, silvery sheen. But on the Defender's era coins, that shine has a unique, almost matte reflection. It's subtle, like brushed steel, as if time itself touched it. The portrait of Washington on the obverse seems deeper and more defined, and the words United States of America have a faint shadow behind them, the result of the slight double strike that makes these coins instantly recognizable to trained eyes. Every groove, every ridge tells a story of how close this coin came to destruction and how it survived. When the Fort Moultrie Defenders era first surfaced, even professional appraisers were skeptical. Could a coin this recent really be rare enough to fetch thousands? Then came the first major sale, one coin, authenticated and graded in fine condition, sold for a jaw-dropping $77,000. The collector community exploded. Searches skyrocketed. People began emptying piggy banks, coin jars, and decades-old coffee cans, hoping to find that faint doubled flag, that soft matte finish, that whisper of defiance hidden in the metal. And here's the truth: the market hasn't slowed down since. Each verified Fort Moultrie Defender's era coin continues to appreciate in value, and analysts predict these could cross six figures in the next few years. Don't take this lightly. This isn't a fluke. It's a living piece of minting history that's only becoming rarer as time passes. If you're a collector, or even just curious, here's what to watch for. Always check the P Mintmark under Washington's bust. Next, look at the flag on the reverse if it looks like it is rippling, or if the texture around Jasper's arm appears slightly shadowed. That could be the sign. And under the word Liberty, check for a faint, ghost-like doubling, a slight shift that looks almost like movement in the letters. If you spot those, don't hesitate. Put that coin in a protective case immediately. Get it authenticated, because if it is real, you might be holding something that could change your financial story overnight. And remember, never clean it, never polish it. That original surface, those mint-born imperfections, they're what make this coin priceless. Current market value, the modern patriot's treasure. Right now, the verified market price for a 2015 Fort Moultrie Defender's era quarter with a P Mintmark in fine condition stands at an astounding $77,000. That's not fiction. That's not hype. That's today's reality. And experts say this is only the beginning. Because with such few confirmed examples and growing demand from collectors and historians alike, the Fort Moultrie quarter is quickly becoming one of the most sought-after coins of the modern U.S. era. This is more than a rare find. It's a treasure forged in courage. A coin that defended America once and now defends its place in numismatic history. So the next time you get change back from a store, don't just glance at your quarters. Hold them up. Look closer, because one of them might be whispering a 250-year-old story, a story of bravery, defiance, and fate. And if you happen to find that Fort Moultrie Defender's era, you're not just finding a coin. You're uncovering a living monument, a treasure worth $77,000 and counting. Remember, this is Rare Coin News USA, your daily source for freshly uncovered treasures, thrilling discoveries, and the truth behind America's rarest coins. And trust me, what's coming next in our countdown will leave you speechless. Coin number 7, the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter, the coin that mirrors the mountains. Sometimes the rarest treasures aren't buried underground, they're resting quietly in your pocket. And when it comes to the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter, what you're about to hear will make your heart skip a beat. Because this coin isn't just a piece of metal, it's a masterpiece of American beauty, a tribute to nature itself, and one of the most valuable quarters of the modern era. A single one of these coins, yes, the 2015 P Mint Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter, has sold for a staggering $87,000. But the story behind it? That's where the real magic begins. The story of the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Blue Ridge Parkway winds through the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, a 469-mile ribbon of beauty connecting Virginia and North Carolina, known as America's favorite drive. When the U.S. Mint released the Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter in 2015, it wasn't just another coin, it was a celebration of one of the most breathtaking landscapes in the entire nation. The reverse shows the view from a scenic mountain tunnel, carved right through solid rock, framed by lush trees and the endless rolling peaks of the Blue Ridge beyond. It's peaceful, timeless, almost spiritual. But hidden inside this symbol of serenity is one of the most shocking and expensive minting surprises in the United States. Coin history. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these quarters in 2015. But during one specific batch, something remarkable happened. A tiny, nearly invisible die polish slip occurred while preparing the coin's design, dye causing an extremely subtle texture distortion over the mountains and sky area. The result? When light hits the coin just right, it looks like the mountains are surrounded by mist, a soft, cloudy glow that shouldn't exist. Collectors began calling it the mountain mist error. At first, people thought it was just a trick of the light until professional graders confirmed it. That delicate haze was actually baked into the metal, a mint-borne quirk caused by ultra-fine abrasions during the dye preparation process. And that's when the hunt began. It's composed of a pure copper core with a nickel coating, standard for modern U.S. quarters. But what makes this one extraordinary isn't its metal, it's its soul. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait gleams with precision, but look closely under magnification, and you'll notice faint shimmering lines near his neck and collar, micro traces of dye rotation that make this version instantly identifiable. On the reverse, the real magic appears. The mountains seem alive, glowing with a silver-white sheen, almost like morning fog lifting over the Appalachians. This isn't damage. It's the unique fingerprint of the mountain mist era. No two coins are exactly alike. Each one carries its own natural mist pattern, like clouds frozen in metal. It's breathtaking, it's mysterious, and it's worth a fortune. At first, only a few numismatists noticed. Then, one coin surfaced on an online auction platform, certified fine-condition mist era. The bids shot up instantly. Within 48 hours, it sold for an unbelievable $87,000. That sale changed everything. Coin forums erupted. Collectors across America rushed to check their 2015 rolls. Even longtime dealers admitted they had never seen anything quite like it. And the best part? No one knows exactly how many of these exist. Maybe a few dozen, maybe fewer. Because the era wasn't consistent, and many of these coins likely went unnoticed into circulation before anyone realized what they were. That uncertainty has made this coin a true numismatic legend, one of the rarest and most visually stunning quarters ever minted. Right now, the verified 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter with P Mintmark in fine condition, showing the true mountain mist surface, carries a market value of $87,000. That's not wishful thinking, that's the current reality among serious collectors. And experts predict this coin's value will only continue to climb. Because as more collectors learn about this era, and as the few surviving coins are locked away in private collections, the demand keeps skyrocketing. Think about it. A coin minted less than a decade ago, already being treated like a national treasure. That's not luck. That's destiny. If you want to hunt for this coin yourself, pay attention to the P Mintmark, located below Washington's portrait. Then, under strong light, tilt the coin slightly. If you see that soft, smoky glow, like mist over the mountains, you might have something extraordinary. The edges should still be crisp, the design sharp. Remember, it's the delicate shimmer, not damage, that makes it rare. And whatever you do, do not clean it. That natural toning, that faint silver haze, it's the heart of the coin's value. Keep it in a holder, get it graded, and protect it, because you might be holding a genuine $87,000 masterpiece. This 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter isn't just a piece of currency, it's a slice of America's soul. It captures the quiet majesty of our mountains, the beauty of our land, and the mystery of the mint that gave it life. It's poetic, it's powerful, and it's proof that the rarest treasures are often hiding in plain sight. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. Because that simple coin could be a key to an $87,000 fortune waiting quietly in your hand. And as always, you're watching Rare Coin News USA, your daily source for freshly uncovered treasures, breaking discoveries, and the truth behind the most valuable coins in America. Don't go anywhere, because coin number 8 in our countdown will take this mystery even further. It's a coin that vanished from circulation, only to reappear decades later with a value that will leave you speechless. Coin number 8, the 2019 River of No Return Quarter, the black-dotted mystery of the wild. It speaks of wild rivers, lost explorers, and a mystery so strange that even minting experts still debate what really happened. It's the 2019 River of No Return Quarter, minted in Denver, a coin so rare, so hauntingly unique, that collectors have called it the ghost of the mint. And if you ever come across one with black dots across its surface, don't dismiss it. Because that little coin could be worth an unbelievable $63,000, and growing. The River of No Return Quarter was released in 2019 as part of the America the Beautiful series. It honors Idaho's Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness, one of the most remote, rugged, and untamed places in the United States. The coin's reverse shows a lone adventurer paddling a raft down a wild river surrounded by dense forests, rocky cliffs, and towering mountains. It's a scene of isolation, courage, and nature's unstoppable force. But what no one expected was that this coin would carry its own version of danger, a strange, minting mystery that would make it one of the most talked-about modern rarities in the entire state quarter program. When the Denver Mint struck the River of No Return Quarters, something unusual happened deep inside the presses. A small batch of metal planches, the blank discs that become coins, had microscopic carbon specks embedded in their nickel coating. These specks were invisible before striking, but once the dies hit the metal with thousands of pounds of pressure, those carbon spots fused into the surface. The result? Tiny, dark black dots scattered across the design, usually around the waterlines and edges of the trees. At first, collectors thought it was dirt or post-mint damage, but when several identical examples surfaced, all showing the same pattern of dark spotting and identical Mintmark placement, the truth became clear. These weren't ordinary flaws. They were mint-born, and that meant value. Numismatists dubbed them the black-dotted river quarters. The 2019 D River of No Return Quarter is made with the standard copper-nickel-clad composition, but its surface tells another story entirely. Under magnification, the black dots appear slightly sunken, almost like ink droplets beneath the shine. They form a subtle constellation across the river scene, each one different, making every coin one of a kind. Some collectors say it looks like raindrops on metal. Others say it resembles ash falling from a wildfire, an eerie connection to the wilderness the coin honors. But one thing is certain, the visual impact is mesmerizing. It's not damaged, it's hauntingly beautiful. Every dot adds character, mystery, and history to a coin that already carries the soul of the wild. Out of the millions of River of No Return quarters struck in Denver, only a handful of confirmed black dot variants have been authenticated in fine condition. Collectors didn't notice them at first. Most were spent, circulated, forgotten. But when a sharp-eyed Idaho collector found one in his change and sent it for grading, everything changed. That single coin, graded fine condition, black dot variant, went up for auction and it exploded. Bids poured in from across the country, and when the hammer fell, the final price stunned everyone, $63,000. And since then, prices haven't dropped, they've climbed. Because each year, as more collectors join the hunt, the known population of verified black dot quarters remains tiny. That scarcity drives its value like a rocket. Experts now call it one of the most important minting anomalies of the modern United States. The market value, a treasure hidden in the rapids. Today, an authentic 2019 D River of No Return quarter with visible black dots and confirmed mint origin marks in fine condition stands at a market value of $63,000. That's not speculation, that's the real figure achieved by documented sales and verified grading reports. And here's the part that makes collectors' hearts race. Because this coin is so modern, just a few years old, no one knows how many might still be out there. Every day, people spend quarters like this without realizing they are letting go of a coin that could change their financial future forever. So if you ever see one with dark specks or black dots, do not spend it. Hold it. Protect it. You may have found your way into the hidden world of modern mint treasures. Tips for collectors: how to spot the ghost coin. If your coin checks those boxes, do not touch or clean it. Those black dots are your proof of authenticity. They are not dirt, they are history. Seal it in a coin holder and send it to a reputable grading service immediately, because you might just be holding a coin that is rising in value every single month. The River of No Return quarter carries a name that perfectly fits its destiny. Once this coin entered history, there was no turning back. From a mysterious minting accident in Denver to an auction room where it shocked the world, this little piece of metal transformed into $63,000 legend, a treasure that proves even the smallest coin can hold the greatest stories. It's the spirit of adventure, captured in silver and copper. It's the wilderness itself, fierce, free, and unforgettable. So next time you get a change, stop, look closer. Because maybe, just maybe, one of those quarters in your hand carries the black-dotted signature of destiny. You're watching Rare Coin News USA, the channel that brings you fresh daily updates on the most valuable, ultra-rare, and heart-stopping coin discoveries from across America. And if you thought this story was wild, wait till you hear about coin number 9, a coin so rare, even seasoned collectors call it the miracle of the mint. Coin number 9, the 2006 Colorado quarter, the treasure in the mountains. And when it comes to the 2006 Colorado State quarter, this coin doesn't just represent a state, it embodies the spirit of discovery, the call of adventure, and a hidden fortune waiting to be unearthed. It's a coin born in the shadows of the Rocky Mountains, carrying secrets only the sharpest collectors have uncovered. And if you happen to find one of these rare Denver Mint editions, especially in fine condition, you could be staring at a small metal disc worth $68,000. But before we reveal what makes it so valuable, let's go back to where it all began. Released in 2006, the Colorado State Quarter honors one of the most breathtaking regions in the entire United States, the Centennial State, known for its endless peaks, deep canyons, and golden sunsets that paint the sky like fire. The reverse design features the majestic Rocky Mountains, with evergreens rising in the foreground and a clear sky above, a symbol of strength, freedom, and nature's perfection. It's one of the most visually stunning designs in the entire 50 State Quarters series. But buried beneath that beauty lies a mystery that the U.S. Mint never intended. During production at the Denver Mint, a rare and unexpected event occurred. A small batch of metal planchets, the blank discs used for minting, was struck using a die that had microscopic metal impurities trapped in its surface. When the die hit the planchets under thousands of pounds of pressure, those impurities fused with the nickel coating, creating thin, sparkling streaks that looked like silver veins running across the mountains. Under natural light, these veins shimmer faintly like sunlight, glinting off real mineral seams. It's subtle, beautiful, haunting, and for collectors, that unique glimmer instantly separates these few coins from the millions of regular quarters produced that year. Like other state quarters, the Colorado coin is composed of copper and nickel layers, but the era coins have something extra. The pressure and contamination cause the metal to take on a strange dual tone, part bright nickel, part shadowed gray. Under magnification, you will see faint fracture lines running diagonally through the mountain design. Those are the veins. They catch light at different angles, giving the coin an almost 3D shimmer effect. On some examples, the peaks appear brighter than the rest of the surface, creating a powerful visual illusion as if the mountains themselves are glowing. That's what makes this coin a masterpiece of minting imperfection. The silver vein era wasn't discovered immediately. For months after its release, the coin circulated like any other, people spending it, stacking it, and never noticing the treasure in their hands. It wasn't until a collector in Colorado Springs noticed a strange shine running through his 2006 quarter that the truth began to surface. After expert evaluation, it was confirmed this wasn't polishing or wear. It was mint-born, a once-in-a-lifetime error. Since then, fewer than 30 confirmed examples have been authenticated in fine or better condition. That's what makes it ultra-rare. And every time one reappears in the market, the price climbs higher. The latest verified sale? A jaw-dropping $68,000. Collectors and investors alike are calling the 2006 with D Colorado silver vein quarter a modern treasure. With only a few known examples and high demand from mint-era specialists, its current market value in fine condition stands firm at $68,000, and it's still rising. And here's what's truly amazing. Experts believe several more might still be out there in jars, drawers, or change rolls just waiting to be found. So yes, this isn't fantasy. This is reality, and it could be sitting right in your home, waiting for discovery. Tips for collectors: how to find the silver vein. If you want to hunt for one yourself, here's what to look for. First, check the D Mintmark under Washington's portrait. Then, focus on the mountain peaks on the reverse. If you notice thin, shiny streaks running diagonally, veins of silver-like shine, that's your clue. The coin should still show sharp detail, crisp edges, and a light reflective shimmer when tilted under bright light. If you see that, congratulations, you might be holding a $68,000 gem. And remember, do not clean it. Cleaning removes the very surface that proves authenticity. Leave it untouched, secure it in a protective holder, and have it professionally graded. The 2006 Colorado D silver vein quarter isn't just a rare coin, it's a modern legend. It captures everything Colorado stands for: beauty, strength, and the hidden promise of riches buried deep in stone. It's a coin that gleams with the spirit of the Rockies, proud, enduring, and unbreakable. And for those lucky enough to find one, it is not just about money, it's about discovery. So before you spend that next quarter, take a closer look. Because one of them might not just be pocket change, it might be your personal treasure from the mountains. You're watching Rare Coin News USA, the channel that brings you fresh, daily updates on America's rarest and most valuable coins. And trust me, what is coming next will leave you stunned. Because coin number 10 in our countdown isn't just rare, it's one of the most mysterious and expensive quarters ever struck in the United States. History. Stay tuned. The finale will blow your mind. Coin number 10, 2001 North Carolina State Quarter, 1989, with P. Mintmark. Sometimes, the greatest treasures don't lie buried in the ground. They're hidden in your pocket. And among all the 50 state quarters ever struck, one coin continues to send shockwaves through the coin-collecting world. A coin so mysterious, so mesmerizing, that experts still debate how this happened. This is the 2001 North Carolina State Quarter, and what you're about to hear will leave you questioning every single coin you've ever held in your hand. The story behind the coin, a tribute to the first in flight. The year is 2001. America is celebrating innovation, courage, and the spirit of adventure. The U.S. Mint releases a brand new quarter to honor North Carolina, the birthplace of aviation, the home of the Wright brothers' first flight in 1903. The coin's design is breathtaking. Two brothers, a fragile flyer, lifting off the sands of Kitty Hawk, and the bold words, "First Flight." But what collectors didn't know then is that buried inside this historic issue was a tiny, dark secret, one that would one day make a few lucky people thousands upon thousands of dollars richer. During a brief minting window at the Philadelphia Mint, a mechanical error occurred. An unnoticed oil contamination inside one of the high-speed presses. As the dies struck the coins, microscopic oil droplets and metal particles fused to the surface. Under normal lighting, these looked like small, harmless dark specks. But when viewed under magnification, they revealed a stunning pattern, scattered black dots across the fields and the wings of the Wright Flyer. Collectors began calling them black dot quarters. And here's where the story gets thrilling. Because these were not just random blemishes, they formed patterns. On some coins, the dots appeared along the flight path, almost tracing the motion of the plane. On others, they appeared under the words "First Flight," as if marking the exact point of liftoff. Coin experts were stunned. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a mint-born phenomenon, an ultra-rare variant that occurred only in that single Philadelphia batch. The North Carolina quarter was struck from the classic copper-nickel-clad composition, but due to the contamination, the metal layering created unusual oxidation effects. Those mysterious black dots are not dirt. They are embedded beneath the top layer, proving they were created during the minting process. That's what makes these coins so special and so real. Each black dot quarter has a unique fingerprint. No two are identical. Under bright light, you can even see faint halos around the dots, a natural glow caused by heat and metal expansion during the strike. It's a visual signature of authenticity, and it's absolutely beautiful. For years, people spent these quarters without a second thought. But in 2015, a North Carolina coin shop owner noticed something strange about one he received in a roll of change. After close inspection, he realized this wasn't an ordinary coin. News spread fast. Collectors all over the country began examining their 2001 North Carolina quarters, and within weeks, the coin community exploded with photos and discussions about this mysterious version. But only fewer than 25 confirmed examples were ever verified by professional grading companies. That's it, 25. And that scarcity, it turned the Black Dot edition into one of the most desirable and high-value state quarters in the entire series. Today, if you're holding a 2001 North Carolina P Mint quarter with those distinctive dark dots, especially in fine condition, you're not just holding history. You are holding power. You're holding a piece of metal worth $118,000. That's not a rumor. That's not hype. That's the verified market value, real, tangible, and rising by the month. Collectors across the United States are actively chasing these, and the bidding wars have become legendary. Every appearance of the Black Dot quarter at auction draws crowds, headlines, and stunned silence when the hammer drops. It's not an exaggeration. This is a modern treasure right in the palm of your hand. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time, it will increase in value. Don't take this as fiction, this is truth. A single discovery could change your story forever. If you want to find one yourself, start by looking closely at 2001 quarters from Philadelphia. Hold the coin under bright, direct light, or even a flashlight from an angle. Look across the fields and the right flyer's wings. If you notice dark circular spots that seem slightly embedded, not surface-level dirt, your heart should skip a beat. That could be your moment. If the coin's edges are crisp, the shine is natural, and those dots align near the flight design, you might just be holding one of the most expensive quarters in modern American history. Seal it, protect it, grade it, because if it is genuine, you are no longer just a collector. You're a finder of fortune. The 2001 North Carolina Black Dot State Quarter stands as a symbol of everything we love about rare coins, mystery, history, and the promise that even the smallest discovery can change your life. From the first flight of the Wright brothers to the rarest strike of the United States. Mint, this coin tells a story of vision, of boldness, and of hidden wealth waiting to be found. So the next time you get change from the store, look closely. Because your fortune might not be buried in gold or silver, it might just be gleaming from a single quarter in your hand. And that brings us to the end of our countdown, the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable state quarters in today's market. But remember, these treasures are still out there, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. Stay tuned, because every day, new discoveries, new price records, and new coin mysteries are surfacing. And Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh daily updates before anyone else. So if you love hidden treasures, if you love the thrill of discovery, and if you dream of finding your own rare fortune, then don't just watch. Subscribe right now, smash that like button, and turn on notifications because your next coin might just be worth 6 figures. This is Rare Coin News USA, where every coin has a story, and every story might just make you rich in more ways than one.